Unlocking the mystery of taxes, what you need to know. Have you ever heard of terms like tax evasion, tax exemption, or tax increase? These terms are thrown around more than a football at a frat party. But unlike that football, these terms actually have a significant impact on our lives. They're like that one friend who always shows up unannounced, eats all your food, and then borrows money. They're unavoidable. These terms play a crucial role in our financial lives, whether we like it or not. They dictate how much money we keep from our paychecks, how much we shell out for that avocado toast, and how much the government siphons off the top to, theoretically fix that pothole at the end of your street. So today, we're diving headfirst into the wild world of taxes. We'll be exploring these terms in detail with real-life examples and explanations that even your goldfish could understand. Buckle up, kids. It's about to get financially enlightening. Tax avoidance, the art of legally dodging taxes. First up, we're tackling tax avoidance. Now, before you start picturing shady figures in trench coats exchanging briefcases full of cash, let me clarify something. Tax avoidance is perfectly legal. It's like finding a loophole in the tax law, and instead of reporting it, you squeeze your entire business through it. Essentially, it's about minimizing your tax obligations using all the legal tools at your disposal. Think of it as a game of chess against the taxman, where every deduction, exemption, and credit is a strategic move. And just like in chess, sometimes you need a grandmaster to win. That's where tax experts come in. Big corporations and wealthy individuals often hire these financial wizards to navigate the labyrinthine tax code and find those sweet, sweet loopholes. Tax brackets, the income stairway to tax heaven or hell. Next, let's talk tax brackets. Imagine a giant staircase, each step representing a different income level. As you climb this staircase, the view gets better, but so does the amount of taxes you pay. That's right, folks. The more you earn, the more the government wants a piece of your pie. They're like that friend who always insists on splitting the bill evenly, even though they ordered the lobster and you had the salad. Each step on this staircase is a tax bracket, a range of income taxed at a particular rate. The higher you climb, the higher the tax rate. It's like a progressive dinner party where the more courses you enjoy, the higher the bill at the end. And just like that dinner party, you can't just skip a course. Tax evasion, the don't try this at home guide to tax troubles. Now let's talk about the dark side of the tax world, tax evasion. This isn't some harmless game of cat and mouse with the IRS. This is the real deal, folks. We're talking about deliberately misrepresenting your income, hiding assets like a squirrel stashing nuts, and even falsifying documents. It's like trying to sneak a whole watermelon past airport security. It's not going to end well. Unlike tax avoidance, which operates within the bounds of the law, tax evasion is straight up illegal. It's like the difference between sneaking a bite of your roommate's food and robbing a bank. One might get you a dirty look, the other will land you in jail. Imagine a business owner who decides to underreport their earnings to reduce their tax payments. They're essentially pocketing money that should be going towards public services like schools, roads, and that really uncomfortable public bench you sat on once. Chapter 4. Tax exempt. The lucky few who don't have to pay the piper. Now let's move on to a more pleasant topic. Tax exemption. This is the holy grail of the tax world. The golden ticket. The get-out-of-jail-free card. It's like finding a $20 bill in your pocket. A rare and wonderful surprise. Certain organizations and income sources are considered tax exempt, meaning they don't have to pay taxes. It's like being invited to a buffet where everything is free. You can load up your plate without worrying about the bill at the end. Chapter 5. Tax Exile, the passport to lower taxes and a tan. Ever dream of packing your bags, escaping to a tropical paradise, and leaving your tax worries behind? Well, for some wealthy individuals, that dream is a reality. It's called tax exile. And it's like a real-life game of Monopoly, where you get to choose which country's tax laws you want to play by. Tax exiles are individuals, often very wealthy ones. who move to another country with lower taxes to avoid the higher rates in their home country. It's like ditching a crowded, overpriced bar for a cozy speakeasy with cheap drinks and even cheaper company. Imagine a billionaire, tired of forking over a significant chunk of their fortune to the tax man. They decide to relocate to a tax haven, a country with low or even non-existent taxes. Places like Monaco, the Cayman Islands, and Bermuda come to mind. Sunny locales with favorable tax laws and a distinct lack of paparazzi. Ever wish the government would just, stop taking your money for a while? Well, sometimes wishes do come true. It's rare, like spotting a unicorn riding a roller coaster while eating a cotton candy burrito, but it happens. It's called abolishing a tax. Governments occasionally decide to abolish certain taxes, either temporarily or permanently. It's like that magical moment when you find out a parking ticket you received was actually placed on your windshield by mistake. Pure joy. Just when you thought you'd seen it all, the government decides to introduce a brand new tax. It's like finding out your favorite band is releasing a new album, but then realizing it's just a collection of their worst B-sides. Governments can impose new taxes for a variety of reasons, often to regulate economic activities or generate revenue for public services. It's like adding a new rule to a board game. Sometimes it makes the game more interesting. Other times, it just makes everyone groan. For example, a government might impose an environmental tax on plastic production to reduce pollution. Or they might introduce a sugar tax to discourage the consumption of sugary drinks and fund healthcare initiatives. And finally, we come to the tax equivalent of death and taxes tax increases. It's like that feeling you get when you realize you've gained weight, but it's not muscle. Governments sometimes increase existing taxes to generate more revenue for essential public services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. It's like asking your roommates to chip in a little extra for rent because the landlord decided to raise it again. These increases can be small and incremental, like a few extra cents on a gallon of gasoline, or they can be more substantial, like a hike in income tax rates. It's like the difference between getting a light drizzle and being caught in a torrential downpour. Either way, you're getting wet. And there you have it, folks. A crash course in the wild and wacky world of taxes. We've covered everything from the legal loopholes of tax avoidance to the shady depths of tax evasion, from the lucky few who enjoy tax exemption to the bold souls who become tax exiles. Now that we've demystified these essential tax terms, you're better equipped to understand how taxes impact your daily life. You'll be able to decipher those confusing tax forms, impress your friends with your newfound knowledge, and maybe even save a few bucks along the way. If you found this video even remotely helpful, or at least more entertaining than watching paint dry, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and remember, the tax man may be inevitable, but at least we can face him with a little bit of knowledge and a lot of humor.